In the past, I have struggled with my business and gifting of photographic talent in regards to where to draw the line of when to give away my gifting to bless others and when to treat it as a business and charge for it. And it was just recently one of my photo shoots that I did for the landlord of my office building. He is the owner of a Christian publishing company in Abbotsford, and he has blessed me enormously with a low rate for my office as I get going and as my business starts to build. And when I had signed my lease, we had agreed on a lower rate for headshots for his authors that would bless him in his business as he has done for mine. And as I got ready to do this first photo shoot that we had agreed upon, we had 5 authors coming in. They were missionaries from various areas who had all published a book with him. And I went in the night before to set up my equipment and my lighting, and I was going through this whole task that just took a really long time. And I was just getting so frustrated that I was going through all of this. And it felt like all of those times where I had been taken advantage of, where I wasn't making any money for what I was doing. And I was just caught myself in a bad attitude. I was just so frustrated. And I just stopped and prayed, God, just make this worth it. Bless me for the efforts that I'm putting in to bless someone else. And so I continued on with my setup. I went home for the night. I came back the next morning and I met the first author. His name was Albert. He was an elderly gentleman from Columbia, Texas. And I chatted with him as we did his photo session. And after I got done, he was explaining to me he had been blessed with the gift of healing. We finished his shoot and he stood up and he said, can I ask you something? Do you have scoliosis? And I was kind of a little surprised and I said, no. He said, do you have back problems? And so as he continued, I took a step back and I, kind of actually thought about my response. And I said, well, growing up, I have been told that I have mild scoliosis. And, it wasn't really anything that I ever paid much attention to because it was all I ever knew. I went to the chiropractor frequently to have adjustments, just feeling kind of twisted, or I would have problems in my lower back. And there was several times where the chiropractor had told me that my left leg was longer than my right leg. And they would do their adjustments and I would go on with life. Back in, a month or two, and have another adjustment done. And it was just the normal for me. And so Albert said, come over here, I want to show you something. And he pulled up a chair and sat right in front of me. And he said, give me your legs. Heels up in front of him. And he showed me a 3-inch difference between my left leg and my right leg. As he did that, the landlord for my office walked in and Albert asked him to videotape. And so he pulled out his cell phone, and I was fortunate enough to have a video of my healing. And he held them up and he said, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command your right leg to grow and become even with the left leg. And I sat there and I watched my right leg even up with my left leg. He stood me up and he stood behind me and he said, now I'm going to feel down your spine. I can tell exactly where the scoliosis is. He took his fingers and he felt down each vertebrae. As he felt for the scoliosis, he stopped in the middle of my upper back and he said, do you have pain right here? And I said, yes. That was an area of injury from a previous bad relationship that I had. It had taken months for my back to be pain-free, and I would still have flare-ups from time to time depending on the activities I had done for the day. He said, you have a bulging disc right here. And he prayed, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command this disc to go back into place and for the pain to leave. And he continued on down my back until he got to my lower back, and he said, this is where your scoliosis is. He prayed, in the name of Jesus Christ, I command that your spine become straight and that the scoliosis leave. And as he finished, I stood up, and I had felt better than I had ever felt before. Instantly, I just felt straight. I felt like I had had the best chiropractic adjustment that I had ever had in my life. But he hadn't adjusted me one bit. It was only through the power of prayer and the healing of Jesus Christ. I went home that night, and as I lay in bed, I couldn't think of any other words than, I just feel so straight. For the first time, I lay there on my back as I fell asleep, and I didn't have to reposition myself to get comfortable. I just laid there thinking, getting so excited. I feel so straight. I feel so straight. And it was all through the healing power of Jesus Christ. And I am transformed.